What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. And today I thought we'd take a look at my old SRT Grand. I had this before I started the channel, had it for a short while before I needed to get rid of it to get the truck to be able to tow and throw stuff in the bed and not care as much about driving it in the winter and all of that stuff. But the current owner called me and said, hey, I've got some new tires that I need replaced and it needs an oil change. So I of course said, yes, let me see this old thing. Let me go through it, make sure everything is where it needs to be and up to date. So I thought we'd do a little walk around, show some of the cool stuff, and then we'll go out and drive it and make sure the new tires work. You know, you gotta verify those new tires have traction, of course, when you have a 475 horsepower Jeep that you're working on. But let's do a quick walk around and then we'll get on the road. So guys, like I said, this is a 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. Now this is not the Trackhawk with the Hellcat supercharged engine, but this is the 6.4 liter with the big SRT motor. And this, being a 2017, was the first year for the refreshed front end on the SRTs, which looks so much better than the previous ones with more body lines and angles and stuff. These just look a lot cooler. Now this did get optioned with the high performance two-piece brake rotors, which was like a $2,000 option if I remember, but they look really cool and race car and yeah, you know. So again, this 2017 I think was like the first or second year to get the piano gloss black trim in place of the carbon that would normally, or excuse me, in place of the chrome that would normally be on these. This one also got a Jeep badge replaced on the back and a SRT badge replaced that originally would have been chrome, and it now has gloss black to kind of go with the theme of everything. These wheels originally were the optional lightweight forged wheels, which are kind of a two-tone silver gunmetal gray. They got blacked out because of course Potter spec, everything needs to be white paint with black wheels, you know, just that's how it is. All of these SRTs got the cool vented heat extraction hood and just is a really good looking package. Now of course when you bring it inside, all of these SRTs got the real carbon fiber door trim, dash trim, all of the cool trim that you'd expect in your SRT. And we're not really gonna go too in depth on the interior since this is just a standard SRT, but it of course did get the 19 speaker option. But guys, enough of the talking. Let's go out and drive the thing, see how it feels, make sure it still has all of the 475 horsepower on tap, and you know, make sure it's good for the current owner to get back on the road with. So guys, now that we're inside this thing, of course, with the SRT, you've got the leather wrap dash. With the dual pane sunroof option, you get the suede headliner, suede A-pillars. It's just a really, really nice place to be. And of course, you get the SRT pages and the drive modes that you get in all SRT, Hellcat, Scat Pack vehicle. Now guys, like I said, just put some fresh tires on this, did a fresh oil change. So we of course need to make sure the tires have traction. What if we put bad tires on it, they don't have traction, and you can't accelerate quickly? That would be horrible. I would hate to have anybody have that happen. So of course we need to make sure it accelerates. The cool thing with the SRT Grands and the Trackhawks for that matter is they're really a good do-it-all vehicle. You can tow with them if you option the trailer hitch, of course. You can grocery get, you can road trip, you can daily drive, winter drive because they're all-wheel drive. So they're honestly really a good, sporty, practical vehicle other than the gas mileage. Now, most SRT stuff, or performance stuff for that matter, requires premium, and of course this does too. But you come over and look at the average fuel economy and you're only going to be getting around that 14 mile to the gallon area, which is less than ideal for a not massive vehicle. But the fact that it has almost 500 horsepower on tap kind of makes up for the lack of fuel economy. And another cool thing is the ride, because in the auto or street mode, it is nice, compliant, not jarring, not bouncing you all over the place, but with just a turn of this knob, you've dialed it into sport or track mode, suspension stiff, steering stiff, transmission jumps up a couple of gears, and it's ready to attack when you roll into the throttle. Immediate downshifts, up on throttle, and it goes. And you can quickly get yourself in trouble when you're in those modes. And just that quickly, you're back into street mode, it's back into 8th gear, cruising down the road like every other vehicle. But with that all-wheel drive, these really are stoplight heroes, because yes, people know what an SRT is or a Grand Cherokee, but people may not know how quickly these things can accelerate off the line, because where your Hellcats will spin the back tires, these with their all-wheel drive just grip and go. There is not a lot of drama other than throwing your head back in the seat and accelerating. Now guys, we're getting ready to jump back off the road, and then we'll get on the road. And we need to make sure, like I said, this thing has traction. If these tires are bad, we would hate for that to happen. So on this on-ramp, we're going to accelerate briskly to make sure the traction is there. And what's really cool with the SRT vehicles is launch control. Now we dialed it into track mode, so we'll have the most aggressive shifting, all of that kind of stuff. And with one button push, we will be in launch mode. Now, of course, you need to come to a complete stop, like we have. We're gonna hit the launch button. We're gonna apply brake pressure. We're gonna roll on the throttle and let off the brakes, and we're moving at a very high rate of speed. Of course, only up to 60 miles an hour. Where the speed limit is, of course, because you want to be able to merge quickly or accelerate quickly, because if you're a soccer mom going to a sale, you need to be able to get there very, very quickly. So launch control, even though it seems very, needless, is very useful in those situations when you need to get somewhere quickly. With that all-wheel drive and those 295 wide Pirellis on the ground, you have very little drama. It squats down and accelerates extremely hard. And like I said, even though this isn't the Trackhawk supercharged variant, you are still hustling a 0 to 60 in 4.4-ish seconds and can run the quarter mile in a flat 13 seconds out of the box, no mods, no nothing. So like I said, tow the trailer, tow the boat to the lake, pick up the kids from school, and still be able to go to the drag strip and run 13s all day with no mods. That's hard to beat for a great looking practical SUV. And I had forgotten how good that felt with launch control on these SRTs, that it pushes you back in the seat, unlike many rear-wheel drive vehicles that you're working the throttle, trying not to spin the tires. It is just sitting you back and accelerating, no drama, all acceleration. And again, back in auto mode, and you are cruising down the road, very unassuming to anybody that you have 500 horsepower ready to explode in the forward direction. So guys, like I said, thought it would be kind of cool, since my old SRT came back to me for a little bit of work and maintenance, to bring you guys along and show you around it and give you a drive. And maybe some of you guys didn't know how quick or how nice these things go down the road. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.